Welcome back, everybody, to the New York Knicks MyNBA franchise here on NBA 2K23. We have made it into season number 6 of the series, and today we will be going through the entirety of the regular season. So if you saw the last episode, you guys have a general idea of what the format is going to be for this season. The last episode of the series was the offseason, and we have rebuilt the Knicks and Timberwolves rosters a little bit, although Cesar DiCarlo's extension is not there for some reason, which is kind of annoying, but oh well, what are you going to do? Last episode, we did the entire offseason. Today, we're doing the entire regular season. And the next episode, we are going through the playoffs. Then after that, we will hop into the long-term simulation. Before we get started here, I do want to take a look at the rotation for both teams. This is what it'll be for the Knicks with Jarrett Allen, of course, back and healthy at the 5. I do want to give our rookies playing time, and we'll kind of see from there how they do. Cam Reddish is a sore knee, so he'll be put into the rotation pretty soon. As for Minnesota, this is what we'll be rocking with. Jamison Xander, the new free agent signing, will slide in at the 4. And again, we'll give both rookies some playing time to see how they ultimately do and if they're able to continue to get minutes. So what we're going to do is we're kind of going to go a month at a time. We're going to play one of the matchups where these two teams play against each other. Both of their games this year are within like 3 days of each other. So we're going to start by simulating the month of October, which is only like 2 weeks of game action. And we'll see how both teams are able to start off their seasons. As I was simming, we got an interesting trade here from the Pacers for the Knicks. Jarrett Allen for a talented young player, I.K. Youngston IV, and a protected first-round pick in this upcoming draft. I don't hate the idea of trading Jarrett Allen because we know Royster can play the 5, but I decided to say no. So the Knicks started off quite well. We ended up going 6-0. You may notice the scores are very high. Keep in mind, with the new shot clock being 20 seconds, the scores are going to be a little bit inflated. But there are some guys putting up some really good numbers. We have a bunch of players in the double figures. Buddy Johnson is hooping so far. DiCarlo is averaging 14 assists a game. Within our first 6 games, he's had 5 double-doubles, which is just crazy. As for DJ Ramses, he's been the only guy whose numbers have kind of gone down. I'm not overly worried about him, but I will say I am considering the idea of having him come off the bench and having Buddy Johnson start. Ramses can be a spark plug. He can be the leader of the offense for the second unit and still play pretty much the same amount that he does. I'm not going to do it now, but I want to think about the idea. As for Minnesota, they ended up going 4-1 with their first loss to the Kings. Apollo Thanopoulos and Coco Diablo, of course, are leading the way. I'm hoping that both of them, especially Coco, will be able to average more, but Coco has 4 double-doubles so far and a triple-double on opening night. Jamison Xander has been pretty good through his first few games with Minnesota, so that's good to see. And overall, there's nothing really overly important to report for both teams. We've gotten lucky so far with injuries. Let's now simulate through November, and the injury luck would not last too much longer. DJ Ramses will be on the bench, but it's because he's hurt with a right foot stress fracture, and it's unfortunate because he was finally playing well. So Buddy Johnson will get to slide into the 3 now, so he is now a starter. Jason Tatum, hyperextended left shoulder. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. Not a super long-term injury, but I don't want to have him re-aggravate it, so Rockhalif Dumbu will move to the starting lineup. Zachariah Royster, left knee tendonitis. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. It's just like the playoffs all over again. Everybody's getting hurt. I feel like we need Jason Tatum back in the rotation, even if he's not fully healthy. For Minnesota, they would get their first big injury late in the month with Skylar Fields suffering a toe injury, as Jason Tatum is now fully healthy. But right when that happens, Rockhalif Dumbu suffers a high right ankle sprain, and Cesar DiCarlo suffers a high left ankle sprain during the same game. They're both projected to miss 6 to 8 weeks. So Chris Mankis, the rookie guard out of Miami, will be inserted into the starting lineup. It's literally like the playoffs where we have 4 guys injured. This is literally half of the roster. Despite that, though, the Knicks went 13-1 in the month of November, even with the team being extremely injured. I think we're going to have Royster and Ramses back for our matchups against Minnesota. Not looking good for Dumbu or DiCarlo, but we do have a really good medical staff, so I suppose it is possible. We've got a bunch of guys in the double figures. I think that's 10 players averaging at least 12 a game, partly because of all the injuries, partly because of the new shot clock, but still quite impressive. The Knicks had the best record in the league, and look who is second. The Minnesota Timberwolves are 16-3. They didn't lose a game until late in the month. Coco Diablo numbers are up. He's averaging a little bit under 23 a game, so that's nice to see. Let's now simulate 2-hour matchups in December. The two teams play in New York on the 8th and in Minnesota on the 11th. Zachariah Royster and DJ Ramses are both back healthy, so they will return to the rotation as expected. We will get to see them versus the Timberwolves. Skylar Fields is back for the Wolves, so he'll be reinserted into the rotation, and that'll bring us to our matchups here. The Knicks lost 1 game during our sim, while Minnesota lost 2. So both games are going to be kind of important because both of these teams could use some wins. We're going to simcast the first one, and it seems like we don't need to hop in. The Knicks are blowing them out of the water. They win by 53 with 5 players getting at least 20 points. Everybody who got real minutes was in the double figures. Danopolis leads the way for the T-Wolves with 21. Minnesota did not shoot the 3-ball well. This second game, we are going to play the full game, but I noticed on the injury report, Dumbu and DiCarlo are both injured, but it says they are hurt, not out. So that means they can play. I wouldn't normally try to have them play, but since this is the only regular season game we're going to play all year, I want to be able to use our guys. After all the injuries these two teams have gotten, both rosters are somehow at full strength, and everybody is going to play. How we're going to format this is the first quarter, I'm going to play as the Knicks, and in the second quarter, we're going to play as Minnesota, and then for the second half, we'll decide who I want to play for from there. Last year, I thought about playing a game with these two teams and playing as Minnesota, but the problem is that matchup was pretty late into the year, and the Knicks were in a big chase for the number 1 seed, and I felt kind of weird going against the Knicks at that stage of the year. But here in the month of December, I don't mind going up against the Knicks for a little while. I think it will be fun to go against the team that we've built for at least a quarter. DiCarlo gets it out to Jason Tatum. Tatum inside, has an open man on the wing. It's DJ Ramses for a quick 3. Great ball movement on the opening possession by the Knicks to get the scoring started. Here is Markelle Fultz looking to drive inside with a behind-the-back dime for Apollo Thanopoulos, the big man who gets the dunk. His pass is stolen away by Jarrett Allen. It feels so weird to have him in the lineup after he's been just gone for the last month and a half. In real time as Tatum misses the fadeaway. DiCarlo with the offensive board. He gets the putback. Bully ball for Cesar DiCarlo, of course, now in his 5th NBA season. Diablo is snuffed at the rim. Jarrett Allen, the throw. My goodness. 7-4 now. DiCarlo out to Jason Tatum. He misses the layup. What the hell was that? In transition now, the big fella, Apollo Thanopoulos hits the shot. Minnesota brings it within 1. It's now 6-9. Nice. Coco Diablo with it inside. He gets it out to Jamison Xander for the tie. It's good. Xander, a former All-Star and 6th Man of the Year within his first 4 NBA seasons with the Wizards, as Diablo gets the dunk in transition to put Minnesota ahead. The lead would not last for long as we're tied. Ramses steals it away out to Jason Tatum with a nice move, and he's in for the dunk. Good defense by DJ Ramses to force the turnover, leading to points. Tied at 13. Thanopoulos with a spin move inside, looking like a Beyblade down low, as the Timberwolves are back ahead by 2. Second unit in the game. Let me introduce you to Chris Mankis, the rookie out of the University of Miami, off the screen by the other rookie, Vidal Imani Sparks. 16-13, Buddy Johnson in for the lay. Johnson's really improved throughout the offseason, and it is shown in his play as Dumbu loses the ball. In transition, Patrick Feinstein with it for the T-Wolves. Feinstein down low. Nice move for the lead. Feinstein signed a very cheap long-term extension in the offseason to stick around here in Minnesota. Skylar Fields inside to Feinstein, who throws it down. Patrick Feinstein, the former Knick, with the dunk. 21-20. Here is Fields with it. Pull-up jumper. He is not going to go for the jumper. Instead, he passes it out to Jaden McDaniels with the dunk. 20-23. Here's the rookie, Vidal Imani Sparks in for the and 1. What the pass from the other rookie, Chris Mankis. It looks like these two rookies have some nice chemistry with each other. Shot is tipped inside. Feinstein gets it back for the and 1. Big play by Patrick Feinstein. He's fouled by the reigning NBA Finals MVP, Zachariah Royster. Mankiss inside for Buddy Johnson. We are tied at 27. It is worth noting Feinstein did miss the free throw off the and one. Minnesota looking for the lead. It's the rookie out of Florida, Jonathan Washburn, who hits the corner three. The Knicks are going to have to get a shot off quickly. It is in the hands of Mankiss at the buzzer. No good. 30-27, Minnesota with the lead. Now for the second quarter, we're going to switch over and user the Timberwolves. I'm kind of excited to see how it feels to play against this Knicks team that we've built. I think it's going to be a real test to see how good this team is by playing against them. Here is DJ Ramses, pops a quick three, it's good. So that's what it feels like to have DJ Ramses hitting threes against you. I gotta say, it's not a good feeling when you're on the other end of it. Coco Diablo responds right back. Hits a triple in his zone. It's a 5-point lead. Shot no good for Coco, but Apollo Thanopoulos is there with a monster putback. He just annihilated Jason Tatum down low. He strangled him. How is that not an offensive foul? 30-37, T-Wolves with the lead. Knicks looking for an answer, and they'll get one as Jason Tatum gets the dunk. 3-point game now. Coco Diablo with it. Has a nice pass for Jamison Xander, who gets the dunk. Really good off-ball cut by Xander. He recognizes the open lane, takes full advantage. Fields with a dime in the corner for A.J. Griffin, who hits the three. Griffin a little bit banged up, nursing a shoulder injury, playing through it, as DiCarlo has it out to Anthony Edwards. Edwards looking for the screen, beats the shot clock. Nice bucket for Anthony Edwards, the former Timberwolves. 39-42. Here's Tatum with it in the corner. Step back three for the tie is good. Jason Tatum knocks it down. Minnesota back ahead, though, 42-44 with around 5 minutes left in the second. Tatum, another step back, hits it. I can't imagine it's fun going up against Jason Tatum consistently. I'm glad he's on our team, except for this quarter. DiCarlo, nice pass. Edwards inside with a slam. Powerful dunk for Anthony Edwards. The Knicks lead by 3. Skylar Fields with it, looking to drive inside. He gets it to Xander on the wing, hits the three. I know I've only been using Jamison Xander for about 5 minutes, but I really like shooting with him. He feels really smooth. Fields out to Fultz for 3. Yes, sir. The Timberwolves are in takeover mode, or they were in takeover mode, not anymore. Skylar Fields, by the way, has 8 assists here in the first half. Nice move by Jaden McDaniels. Thought there could have been a foul called there. No whistle. 51-54. T-Wolves ahead. 2.5 left to go in the first half. Here's Patrick Feinstein in for the reverse slam. 56-53. Here's Sparks over to Buddy Johnson in for the lay and one. Nice bucket for Buddy Johnson. Great pass by Vidal Imani Sparks. That's one of the young big man's best skills, his ability to pass the ball. 1-point game. Coco Diablo lets it fly for 3. Coco's been kind of quiet here, trying to heat up before the end of the first half as he gets the screen. Another tough 3. Bang! Back-to-back triples for Coco Diablo. 57-62. Here's Diablo again. Fadeaway. Low on 2 is good. 8 points over the last 3 possessions for Coco Diablo. 61-64. The Timberwolves with the lead. Final possession of the first half. It is Coco Diablo. Thinks about the shot. Sends it to Washburn. Back to Diablo. And it is airballed. He didn't really get a good look. Nice defense by the Knicks. So it's a 3-point game going into halftime. I did enjoy getting to use the Timberwolves. I enjoyed making some shots there with Coco Diablo. And it was fun to play against the Knicks. But I kind of just want to use the Knicks here in the second half. It felt weird as well playing against them. Whenever it said out of bounds Knicks ball, I was instantly happy before realizing, no, we're playing against the Knicks as Tatum makes the layup. Thanopoulos responds with a quick dunk. On the first possession of the second quarter, when the Knicks were bringing the ball up, I was confused as to why the computer was doing it before realizing I'm not them. How could I forget? Here's Ramses, step back 3, ties it at 68. We'll see if the Knicks can gain the lead here. Edwards inside, and one! Anthony Edwards with a powerful dunk. It's Griffin called for the foul. In the corner, A.J. Griffin for 3 and the lead. He knocks down the 3 to put the Timberwolves back ahead. Now we're tied at 75. Here is Skylar Fields with it. Lobs it up, and he's unsuccessful as it's turned over. In transition now, Cesar DiCarlo takes it himself with the slam. Both DiCarlo and Dimbu recovering from their ankle injuries don't entirely look 100%, but both of them, especially DiCarlo, have given the Knicks some solid minutes tonight.
Markelle Fultz in for the layup to tie it up. Knicks would gain the lead right back, though, 79-77. Shot clock winding down. Griffin off the screen for the lead. A.J. Griffin knocks it down for the T-Wolves. 79-80. Here's the rookie, the Imani Sparks. Misses the layup, but he grabs his own board and is in for the putback. 5-2-2, doing a little bit of everything in limited playing time. 81-80, passes tipped away and stolen. Mankiss makes the play out to Ramses inside for Sparks. The rookie, the Imani Sparks, is in for the dunk. Good transition offense off the steal. The Timberwolves looking to lob it up, and it's no good. They missed the dunk. Nice defense by New York. And then on the other end, Ramses step back, deep three. Got it! The Knicks take a 6-point lead here, a little under 3 to go in the third. Feinstein up. He went for the dunk, then he goes midair, switches for the layup, and it works. He makes it, and he gets the and one. He would miss the free throw again, though. 86-82. Mankiss inside. Wow, what a play by Chris Mankiss. This young guard feels so explosive and so twitchy. He's got such a quick first step, and he uses it very well as he's a super gifted offensive player. Fadeaway three is good from Skylar Fields. 92-89. Knicks lead it. Final seconds of the third. Thanopoulos dusts Zachariah Royster. That's too easy. 92-91. Just a couple of seconds left. Got to get a shot off quick. It's Royster for three. No good. The Knicks probably should have ran through that possession a little bit quicker. It's a 1-point New York lead going into the fourth quarter. Very competitive ball game as the Timberwolves look to get the lead right back, and they will. Jamison Zander for three off the assist by Fultz. Tied at 96 now. Here's DJ Ramses up, and away. Ramses with the slam. 98-98, 7.5 to go. Ramses with another steal in transition for the lead. Some style points on the dunk for DJ. He's been pickpocketing Markelle Fultz all day. Here's Anthony Edwards, open three, knocks it down. The Knicks up by 2 possessions. Coco Diablo trying to get hot here over these last few minutes for the T-Wolves. That's not a bad start as he makes the dunk. Wasn't the prettiest play, but the shot went in, didn't it? 103-100. Here's Ramses again. DJ's been great tonight. 22 points, 7 assists, and phenomenal defense. He's made Markelle Fultz's life a living hell. Diablo, nice floater over the extended arm of Jason Tatum. 1-score game still with around 4 minutes to go. Jarrett Allen dares Apollo Thanopoulos to shoot, and that decision backfires. It's a 1-point game with under 4 to play. Diablo inside, misses the floater, but Thanopoulos is there for the putback and the lead. Minnesota ahead 108-107. Knicks looking to get the lead right back. Little pick and pop action. Jason Tatum for three. It's good. Tatum was very good in the first half. Hasn't gotten the ball here a ton in the second half, which, he probably should get the ball. It's tipped up. Tatum back with it in the corner for three. He steps out of bounds, and the unfortunate thing is that he greened the shot. A costly blunder there for the Knicks, but they do get the steal on the other end. Jarrett Allen with the play, and then Ramses inside off the steal. He misses the layup. The Knicks are having an opportunity to close out this game, and they're completely failing. Here's Markelle Fultz on the other end. We are tied up with under 2 minutes to play. Here's Ramses, another pick and pop for Tatum in the lead. It's good. Jason Tatum knocks down another three. He's got a team-high 26 points. 113-110. Thanopoulos inside. He will make the layup. We are within 1. After a singular Knicks free throw, it's a 2-point game as Thanopoulos ties it up. Now under a minute to go. Tatum for the lead. No good. Minnesota can put themselves ahead here on this possession. Under 40 seconds left on the clock. Zander loses it. Ramses steals it away, and it's out on Jamison Zander as the ball deflects off his leg. I don't know why he's clapping. The Knicks can take the lead now. DiCarlo in for Ramses. Ramses, and one! So he was fouled, and then Minnesota gets called for a goaltending. That might be the weirdest and one I've ever seen, especially with 20 seconds left in the game. So it's a 3-point lead after the goaltend and one, as Thanopoulos is no good. Allen grabs the rebound, he's fouled, and that would just about do it. The Knicks win at 121-114 in a fun homecoming here against Minnesota, as the Knicks will sweep the Timberwolves, winning both matchups. This game quite a bit closer than the first one. This was a fun game. It was nice to get to play with the guys again here in the regular season. It was fun to use Minnesota for a little bit and go against the Knicks for a quarter. 26 and 14 for Thanopoulos, 23 for Coco. Fields with 13 assists for Minnesota. 26 points for both DJ and Jason Tatum. DJ had 5 steals as well. He was a nuisance on Markelle Fultz. The 2 rookies were pretty good. Anthony Edwards was pretty good as well with 21 points too. Good win here for the Knicks, and now we will make it through the rest of the month of December here for both teams. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what the injury luck looks like as we get offered a trade here. Minnesota does from Portland. Coco Diablo and AJ Griffin for Mateo Riggs and Akihiko Kiyama. I think that's going to be a hard no. I'm good. Both teams ended up staying relatively healthy through the month of December as the Knicks are 30-5. We're 9 games ahead of second place already. And in terms of point differential, we're ahead by almost 10 points, a similar gap to second place and 13th place. As for Minnesota, the T-Wolves are 27-9. We have dropped down to the 2nd seed in the West with the Seattle Sonics taking over the 1 spot. Other than that, not a whole lot to report for December as we make our way through the month of January. Again, with the bad trades, what are we doing? I get that Desmond Bane is good, but for Buddy Johnson and DJ Ramses, no. Jared Allen would break his leg, so Royster's going to slide into the 5. Jared Allen ended up returning in like 3 to 4 weeks because he's a superhuman. As we could offer DJ Ramses for Branham, again, big no. The Knicks had a solid month. We went 42-8. Minnesota did not have that good of a month, though. The T-Wolves are now 36-16. The Knicks now lead the East by 13.5 games, while the Timberwolves have not fallen to 6. I got scared for a second there. They have fallen to 3rd, though, with the Rockets passing them up. Other than that, again, not too much to report. Let's go to the All-Star draft now. Jason Tatum drafted by Team Luka. Other than that, no All-Stars for either of our teams. We do have quite a few first-time All-Stars. Imani Juno with the Wizards and the former number 1 pick with the Heat, Zachary Archibald making it. And then on the other team, Jabari Smith, I'm surprised he's never made it, along with Seth McRobert from the Red Tails. I know it says they're all 2-time All-Stars, but the game gets the All-Star numbers wrong. Through the trade deadline, I really don't think there's moves that I really want to make with either team, but we do have some contract stuff to work out with Jason Tatum. He's got another year left after this one, but if we can re-sign him now, let's do it. We're going to add 3 years to his deal. He accepts. He'll be here for the long haul. Let's simulate to the All-Star festivities now as Jared Allen pulls his calf muscle, another 6 to 8 week injury that he ended up returning from in like 3 weeks. Here's a look at the Rising Stars teams. Team USA is loaded, including Buddy Johnson, of course. Team World is not so loaded. I'm surprised for so little good international players. Apollo Thanopoulos, of course, is here along with Isu Odu. As for the three-point contest, we do have a few injured players. I assume there's going to be some replacements. Same with the dunk contest as well. And then look at Team LaMelo. Half of their team is literally injured. I assume there's going to be a bunch of replacements here. Hopefully some guys from the Knicks and the Timberwolves. Whereas Team Luka, the team that Jason Tatum is on, is pretty much completely healthy for the most part. Team USA unsurprisingly dominated the Rising Stars game with Emery Shabazz with the Bucks leading the way in scoring. Buddy Johnson had a really good game, and then Khalid Dior at the Clippers had a triple-double. The three-point contest has some new faces thanks to the injury. The dunk contest ended up staying the same with Jalen Green and Jalen Witherspoon winning those respective contests. As for the All-Star game, Team LaMelo, who had 6 injury replacements, got the win. Guys like Jalen Witherspoon, Basile Bergen-Ashby, and even rookie Emery Shabazz ended up playing as some of the injury replacements. So none of our guys ended up making the All-Star team other than Jason Tatum. Simming the rest of February, the Knicks ended up going on a 3-game losing streak to end the month. The Timberwolves went on a 2-game losing streak to end the month. Despite that, though, the Knicks are quite close to clinching the number 1 seed. We're 14 games ahead at the Red Tails for first place. As for the T-Wolves, they have fallen to 4th. They'll probably end up with 3 or 4 if all holds up in a very competitive Western Conference. Let's simulate through the month of March now. Markelle Fultz, severe ankle sprain. He'll be out 4 to 6 weeks. And then Chris Mankiss with a severe ankle sprain as well. I think Fultz will be good for the playoffs, but Mankiss is probably going to miss a little time, which is unfortunate. Both teams ended up having pretty good months as the Knicks do clinch the number 1 seed, 17 games ahead at second place. As for the T-Wolves, they are the 3 seed, but we're only 3 games back of being 6th. It's a very competitive conference. We're going to simulate a little bit slower here with Minnesota as we lose to Seattle and we drop all the way to 5. Now we've got the Spurs, we win. Now we have the Red Tails who are really good and we lose. We are still 3rd though. I would rather be the 3rd seed for a number of reasons. For the one thing, we don't have to play the Jazz or the Thunder in the first round. And then 2, if we win, we dodge the Sonics. I would rather play the Rockets than the Sonics. So we'll simcast this final game against the Blazers. If the Timberwolves win, we'll play against the Blazers in the first round, and that's exactly what happens. The Blazers had a nice lead early, and then Minnesota, like halfway through the second quarter, put on the Jets. Monteo Moore Jr. wins the MVP. Good for him in his 4th season out of USC with the Seattle Sonics, who had the best record in the Western Conference. He had a great year and certainly deserves it. Emery Shabazz wins the Rookie of the Year. He had a phenomenal season with the Bucks. Knicks wins the 6th Man of the Year. Giannis wins Depoy. Milo Campbell with the Lakers wins the Most Improved. I was hoping it would go to Buddy Johnson, but Milo Campbell certainly improved. I can't really argue with it. The Sonics get the Coach and Executive of the Year. As for the All-NBA teams, you'll notice a trend here. No Timberwolves, no Knicks. I don't see how Jason Tatum does not make an All-NBA team. He was really good. He led the best team in the league. I don't get it. The only all-defensive member was Apollo Thanopoulos on the 2nd team, and then we had Chris Mankiss on the all-rookie 2nd team. So with that, we are now in the playoffs. We made it through a full regular season in 25 minutes. The Knicks are the 1 seed waiting for the results of the play-in, while the Timberwolves will face off against Portland in the first round, and we don't have to worry about Seattle until the Western Conference Finals. The Knicks go 65-17, winning the East convincingly. The big surprise here is the Pacers finished in dead last. They were a good team last year, and they added Devin Booker. How do they win 20 games? The Sonics get the 1 seed in the West. Obviously, Minnesota gets 3. The Warriors and Mavs both make the play-in. Their rebuilds have gone successful. The Lakers winning 27 games is a major surprise with Giannis, Embiid, Jaylen Brown, and the most improved player, Milo Campbell. Let's take a look at the numbers. The Knicks had 3 players with over 20 points per game. Basically, the entire team averaged double figures, partly because of the shot clock and partly because of all the injuries. As for Minnesota, we had 4 starters play all 82 games and only 2 different starting lineups all year. Why can't the Knicks have this kind of health? Thanopoulos and Diablo lead the way, of course. Jamison Xander with a very strong season, too. And that will just about wrap up the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Certainly a different type of format going through the entirety of the regular season. Next episode, I plan on making it through most, if not all, of the playoffs. We may split the playoffs into 2 episodes, depending on how it goes. I haven't entirely decided yet, but you'll find out as we go through the next episode. That'll wrap things up. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.